Welcome to The Clown is Down, where you can get mad at us for our opinions. This is Keith.
And I'm Pete.
And in each episode, we will be bringing out our innermost feelings about a wide variety of subjects, from action figures to crosswalks,
Movies to beluga whales.
So sit back and give us a listen.
Remember, we're doing this for you.
Double remember, it's just an opinion.
All right, let's do it then.
All right, so let's start with this. Okay. So welcome to The Clown is Down. This is Keith.
And this is Pete.
And we're going to be talking about...
Action movies.
Action movies. Cool.
What the hell was that thing?
So yeah,
action movies.
Yeah, action movies. I did I just did a quick look up of things on action movies. I didn't really because
it's a hard genre to research.
It is. It's because there's so many varieties of them. You know, you got your action adventure, you got your action comedy, you got your action horror, your action thriller, your sci-fi action, your disaster films, your martial arts, your spy films, your swashbuckler films. There's so many. So when I was like looking at it, you know, what I came up with was that action films are just basically a genre movie where instead of diving into some complex plot, the storyline involves a lot of fast-paced action. You get a lot of violence, over-the-top car chases, death-defying stunts, and a bunch of shit blows up. And if you're lucky, some really good one-liners. That's action movies right there.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I think of action movies. You know, I think of the quintessential 1980s action movies. That's what I think of when I think of action movies. You know, that was the heyday, the golden era of action movies.
And honestly, when looking it up, all that stuff, that's pretty much when it really took off. Like that's when it got big. Because one of the first action movies, what people saying is one of the first action movies is that silent film, The Great Train Robbery, that was made in 1903.
Action-packed.
Yeah, it was very action-packed. There was a lot of people going back and forth, and a train came. But the ending of it, I don't know, the ending of it is what was super cool about it. It's very iconic, and the very last scene was, I'm sure everybody's seen it, and they don't realize it comes from this. You know, it's a guy pointing a gun at the camera, shooting it, which they did in Goodfellas.
The cowboy.
Yeah,
the cowboy shooting the gun.
And that was something else I was looking at. Some people were saying it was the first Western. But then, the more I was, looking into it and reading about it, I wouldn't call it the first Western because that's just how people dressed then in 1903.
Yeah, 1903.
That was everything that was
a Western,
there.
It was just a today.
Yeah, that was exactly. It was a today moment, and so
the blockbuster hit of the decade.
Yeah. So, but in the 20s and 30s, that's when there was more of the pirate and the swashbuckling Robin Hood type films, and then 40s and 50s, the westerns and the war movies, and then also in the 50s, you got your samurai genre and the spy films start coming out and the spaghetti westerns, and you see how it goes. Then then sci-fi, it wasn't until the 80s, all of a sudden it exploded.
Yeah, they split off. They began to filter out into other genres, and there wasn't an action movie until the resurgence in the 80s, where, I think that's what we think of when we think of action movies is Stallone's, Schwarzenegger's, Van Damme's, things like that.
Mm-hmm. And curious enough, I asked a lot of people what they thought was the most perfect action movie they could think of right off the top of their head. And I'm telling you, a majority of people, their first answer was Die Hard.
See, Die Hard was on my list, but I took it off my list. I took a few off of my list, but that was one I took off of my list because it's a Christmas movie. And I understand it's an action movie, but there was a few I took off the list. I took off some sci-fi movies because I was like, I didn't want to, they're action movies, but I think we were looking for more the shoot 'em up, blow 'em up, cheesy one-liner kind of movies. Die Hard's a fantastic movie. It is definitely,
it's a great movie
up there, but I don't know if that's my quintessential action movie.
Well, when I was breaking this down, what I was trying to come up with, when I was trying to find out what I thought personally, this is personally what I think.
Personally, that's what we're all about here.
Is I was breaking it down, and I was like, I want my action movie to start off and just go. I want it to go from just one fluid motion almost, and it's just only over a couple of days time.
Yeah.
I don't really care if there's a love interest, but
the plot can be kind of flimsy. It doesn't need, it can be just blow some shit up, man. Just your plot can be the bad guy wants this thing. Send Bubba to go get it.
Yeah. and I just want it to flow and just go and just go. I don't need too many set changes. I don't need costume changes. I don't need go back to Die Hard real fast. Like the thing about Die Hard, which was super cool, but there was a lot of things going on. You had him stuck upstairs. You had the hostages downstairs. You had the guy waiting in the garage, that was still stuck down there in the limousine. You had the cop outside forming a relationship with oh God, spaced on his name. McClane, yeah. You had them forming, they're talking. Then you had McClane's wife downstairs and then her coworker trying to talk about. There's just like all these things happening. And it's super cool, but I'm like, but for this subject, I was wanting to break it down and get it down.
Shoot the bad guys. Shoot the Germans.
Just want something. Yeah. I just wanted what makes it perfect to me is that it's simple characters, not a lot. I don't need to know a lot about each person. And you get your problem and you got your resolve. Go at it.
So what is it? What is it? I got to know now.
All right. Mine came in at 1 hour and 47 minutes.
Oh shit! I didn't even do times.
Yeah, mine came in at 1 hour and 40 minutes. The baddie in it only had 8 minutes of screen time.
Wait. Hold on. I think I don't know it. No, you're gonna say it. I'm gonna know it because I think I've heard this before. Where the bad guy only has like so much screen time. And maybe I'm thinking of Star Wars.
Nope. This to me is like it's just perfect. And I went back and I watched it just to make sure. And I was like, dude, it just flows so nicely. The Predator.
Yes. Yeah. That was absolutely. You I ain't got time to bleed.
Exactly. You get several one-liners. The movie starts. Boom.
I'm a sexual tyrannosaurus.
All because I chew chaw.
Yes.
No, I like how it starts out like, just in space. And you're like,
yeah.
And they just shoot something down. You don't know when that is. That's the other thing that's cool about it. There's no date.
Yeah.
That could have been whenever. You don't need to see any movies beforehand to understand what's going on. That's what made it hard for me because one of my favorite action movies of all time, is Aliens.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to take it off my list because you kind of need to see the first one.
Yeah. You need something. Predator is base. Yeah. Bad dude comes to Earth.
So you have
bad dude's here to jack stuff up, and you got to get these squad of heroes in there to start just screwing shit up.
It just starts with them. I mean, it starts with the alien shooting there. You don't even see what's going on with that. Next thing you know, it's a helicopter coming in because these military guys hired some mercs, and it's got Dutch, Dylan, Mac, Blaine, Billy, and Poncho.
Just first names.
Yeah, just first
names.
You
don't need to get too deep in these characters' lives.
Whirlwind with them in the helicopter on the way to the mission to get their personalities, and they do it. Like you know which who's who and which specialty is which specialty in that time period.
Everybody's got their niche. Yeah, they've got a minigun. The dude's got a shotgun under an M16. It's amazing.
All on the way to a village where they just all of a sudden that's when shit starts blowing up. They just blow it up. Boom! Just everything just destroy it all. And then you still don't see the alien yet.
Yeah. Still not yet.
Is still
bad dudes hanging around.
Yeah. And then finally you see it and then you're back into there like, whoa, wait a minute. So they go from that point, they take a hostage, Anna, I forget which it is, but they grab her and they're just still going from point A to point B, and they're just walking through the jungle. There's this one set, and they're just going through the jungle. Everybody gets picked off one by one. Spoiler.
Cool little 3-dot laser.
Yes, and then it gets to the point where it's like a 2-day time period.
Yeah, it's not long at all.
And so he sends her off saying, what does he say?
Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Boom. Awesome, like another great one-liner, which is still like used all the time.
Yeah.
But so it's just that him builds all that stuff at night, and then he just fights the Predator, and then you get the big reveal.
Yeah,
the big reveal of the alien coming down, taking off the helmet. Everything about it is just smooth, so fluid. That,
you don't see the Predator through the movie, but you see through his eyes. You see the cool infrared stuff, and you're like, "What is this thing? Is it an alien? Is it a beast-looking thing? Is it a dude? Is it?" Yeah, it's awesome.
I think it's the perfect action movie. It's short.
Yeah,
it's just so good. It's so good. And it was hard because it beat out so many, because my other ones I had on the list were like RoboCop.
Yeah, I moved RoboCop too.
Aliens, which I told you why. Aliens, because you had to see it, because you had to see one before you saw the other. Technically, you probably could go into it, and then they have that recap, and it would make you think.
There's enough in it, yeah. I think you could have, if you didn't really care about the genre. I think you could have seen Aliens and been like, oh, that was a neat movie where that chick beat up that alien. But if you were a fan of the first one, you were like, oh shit, Aliens is coming out. I'm gonna see this. I know what's going on. I know what's going down with the queen and all that. So yeah, I think you could see it.
And another one I had was Fury Road.
Oh, I didn't even think about Fury Road.
Because,
any of the Mad Maxes.
Yeah, well, Fury Road especially because it's just basically a car chase.
Yeah, like, from start to finish. It's like a 2-hour car chase. It's amazing.
Total Recall was on there.
I moved Total Recall too. I was like Total Recall and The Running Man. I
know a Running Man.
And I love Running Man. You know, that's another Schwarzenegger's movie. Yeah, it's got them both in it. And I love Running Man. That's actually based off a Stephen King short story. Mm-hmm. But I had to move that, and you know there were so many good ones, but like we said, the genres ebb and flow. So I came to two top twos, or I have two number ones, and one is kind of I don't know. I don't think I should count it because it is a little sci-fi, but Terminator 2.
It's good.
It clocks in right around 2 hours. Came out in 1991, and you didn't have to see the first one, but most people knew what it was about. Mm-hmm. Maybe not as action-packed start to finish, but the action that was in it was intense. It was great. It was trucks, tractor trailers jumping over dams, shotguns and motorcycles and melty dudes, and didn't really explain a lot. They're like, these robots are coming from the future. They're going to fight. Yeah, there's a war going on. We're not getting into all that right now. We'll get to that. And they give you a little synopsis in the movie after the Terminator cuts his hand off. And but like I said, that's a little too sci-fi. So I think my number one quintessential action movie, 80s style action movie, Red Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
Red Dawn, 1984, Red Dawn, the first movie ever released with a PG-13 rating. And it literally starts out with Russians parachuting into Colorado and killing a history teacher. And then it is just balls to the wall. Dudes in high school fighting the Russians in some crazy-ass World War III. Then a jet pilot lands and he dies, and tank battles, and they're just trying to get to free America. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was amazing. Height of the Cold War.
Yeah.
Just action-packed start to finish. And it's got some big names in it too, but
were they big names?
Charlie Sheen was in it. They were like up and coming. Charlie Sheen was in it. I forgot the pilot's name. Patrick Swayze. Mm-hmm. They went on to whatever the dance.
Jennifer Grey.
Yeah, Jennifer Grey was in it. And it was great. Big 80s names. Shit, I should have freaking written them down, but I didn't. Because I'm an idiot. I was too busy writing down movies. Think about the Terminator 2. I was actually Terminator was on my list, but it went against some of the weird rules I was putting in my head. It had the love story. Yeah. But the love story though is different to me though in that because so you have a guy from the future who knew all about Sarah Connor. Right.
Reese.
It's an integral part of the story because Kyle Reese is his dad.
Well, and at the same time,
maybe he didn't know that, but
at the same time, if you think about it, like to Reese, Sarah Connor is like his rock star. Like he's known about her his whole life. It's just someone he's like, you are awesome. So for him, when he's getting together with her, he's probably thinking, "Oh my God,
I'm doing this."
I've known about you my whole life, And then she's just terrified beyond comprehension,
and she's just like another little problematic thing. We're coming back from the 80s problematic movies. That's maybe what our next show should be. Lots of that happening in the 80s. But yeah, you're right. He probably, had her up on such a pedestal as, she's the mother of the revolution. And I can't believe that I'm getting with the mother of the revolution. When in reality, that's cyclical. That's what's bonds the revolution, so to speak. So
what was it? The other thing I was thinking about, like I was explaining this the other day. Reason why I picked Predator was because like it doesn't go in a line, like it doesn't go A to B back to A for a second and then have to move on to C. And
it is like straight line.
It is just they get dropped off somewhere and it's literally from them getting dropped off somewhere, doing the job, and then getting to the extraction point.
Weren't they all expected to die in the mission? Wasn't the dude like
Dylan
Apollo Creed?
Dylan. Yeah, he was because remember his team was in that helicopter. And and then they start realizing, oh wow, your team failed, and you're sending us in. And then he starts explaining, well, you're all expendable.
Yeah,
And
it's been a while since now I'm gonna watch it. But it's been a while since I've seen it. So I remember his arm got shot off. I remember he loses an arm or something. His arm's laying on the ground.
So many one-liners.
So many good lines. Yeah.
Anytime. You know, like it's just
So many good one-liners.
get to the chopper.
Aliens
Got
too.
time.
Aliens had some good one-liners.
Aliens is my probably one of my all-time favorite movies. It just really is. Everything about it. Like if you remove the xenomorph, everything in there, I still don't understand why we don't have loaders. I don't get it. I don't understand why that's not in
because that would
factories.
be horribly dangerous. Have you ever met someone who drives a forklift?
Briefly, but not like, you know, haven't had a beer with them or anything, but like, you know.
A lot of them are still having beers, and you want them walking around in an exoskeleton. You know, it's I think like a space marine movie would be awesome. I think that would be great. You know,
I think that's what that is what all the Alien versus Predator movies are missing is the Colonial Marines. There is absolutely, I don't understand why they made these movies and there hasn't been the USCM any other movie since then, because that is absolutely,
or even a TV show. I mean, with as many sci-fi cool channels, Netflix, whatever, make a Colonial Marines.
The Colonial
show.
Marines
that would be awesome.
It would be.
Well, who are the two heavy gunners? I love the two heavy gunners from Aliens.
Vasquez.
And the chick and the dude.
God, great one-liners from that. But
anybody ever thought you were a guy? And then she says, no, you. Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man. Game over.
That movie, seriously, when I remember seeing that as a kid, I was blown away. I was like, holy cow. And I like how gritty it looked, and like it's just how, like I said, everything looked real.
Yeah.
Everything looked like it was like, oh yeah, you could totally have a tank like that. You could have a helicopter.
Dirt and grime on everything.
Yeah, everything seemed feasible. You know, like I was like, yeah, I totally get down with that. Like,
yeah.
I totally drive a loader.
This shit. Come on.
Honey, screw the truck. We're getting the loader. You know, we're getting
pick the Subaru up and just move it.
Walk and get the mail.
Yeah. I would do that. I'd walk everywhere in that.
Exactly.
Sleep in
pick up. It's so good. And like, I was actually again when I was asking people what their action movies were, favorite action movies, I was just going around and asking. Ones that came up were, some people said Matrix, and
I guess it is. I mean, I guess it is. But it's that line is that it's a sci-fi movie too, and I guess
it's sci-fi action. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like when researching action movies, it's almost impossible if you have any kind of there's action adventure. You know, some people were saying Indiana Jones. You know,
I love Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Those are all.
Well, Indiana Jones would be action adventure. And so like this is what I want to see in it, and that's why I came to conclusion of Predator was I just want one set piece, real simple plot and really entertaining. It's not terribly long.
It's not a think piece. It's something to take your mind out of reality for, like you said, an hour, 40 minutes. None of it is at all feasible. It's not going to happen, but it's a good time. You're not there for a long time. You're there for a good time.
Oh, and another great line from it. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
And the great meme, the two, the black guy and the white guys grabbing hands. That's the muscles. That's from it. Yeah. I love it. That movie really did have an influence on everything.
It did. But
what about Commando?
Commando is awesome. I had that one on there. It was just because it was another one of those ones where it was like it kept jumping. It kept jumping location. So I was trying to narrow something down to where it was just one fluid motion, one area that was super entertaining.
Yeah, like I didn't even think about the Mad Max. That was a good call too. Yeah. That's like seriously, that's one of those movies I was really glad I saw in the movie theater. I'm usually I can watch. I love going to the movies. I love the movie theaters. I love the whole experience of sitting in the theater and doing that. And I saw that by myself in a theater, and I was like, this is worth a Sunday night going to see this in the theater. It was amazing.
Yeah, I missed that one in the theater, and I kicked myself for it, and I'm so mad that I didn't see it in the theater.
Yeah, I think that was right before James Bond.
Oh, yeah. James Bond movies like this, the spy adventure stuff. Like, there's James Bond movies I like, and there's a lot of them that are fun to watch, but they're all the same movie. They all have
they really are.
For me, when I go to watch a James Bond movie, I'm like, okay, when are we going to see Q? I want to see the gadgets.
Cool gadgets.
You have, how many women is he going to sleep with? And he's going to be put in a position of where he's got to escape. They're all the same movie.
They're formulaic, and they are all the same movie. And unpopular opinion, I'll say it. I don't like Daniel Craig as James Bond. I don't. I think he brings too much seriousness to James Bond. I like my James Bond to be a little bit campy, a little bit, come on. If I've got to fishing pole coming out of my watch. There's nothing serious about this movie. If the villain's got a golden gun and lives on an island with like pet dinosaurs, I want no seriousness out of it at all. If your car has rockets that shoot out of the front, come on, just save it for something else. The new Bond movies they're too serious. It's brooding. It gets into that whole why I hate Christopher Nolan's Dark Knights. Too brooding, too dark. It's okay to have fun with these movies. We want to be taken out of reality for a little while to watch these movies. I love Roger Moore Bond. I'm a fan of Roger Moore Bond. GoldenEye has got to be one of my favorite James Bond movies.
Yeah, GoldenEye's great.
And historically, those aren't the best Bonds.
No, see, for me with the Bond, it's like I have favorite movies more than I have a favorite actor of it. Is Live and Let Die the one? That one's
Live and Let Die. That's the Grace Jones one. Is that?
Okay. Well, no.
Yeah, I think. Where they jump off that's where they jump off the Eiffel Tower. I love that. I love that scene.
Aren't they in Louisiana?
Live and Let Die has to be the 90s because oh shit.
No.
I'm thinking Guns N' Roses.
No, 80s. It's
the original Live and Let Die song. Yeah, use that supercomputer. I guess we're talking on the fucking internet. I guess. Why don't we do this? Live and Let Die. Let's see here. Here's Live and Let Die.
1973. We're way off.
Way the fuck off. We have no idea what we're talking
but
about.
But it was Roger Moore.
Like you said, I have favorite movies more than I have favorite Bonds. But Roger Moore was the first Bond I was ever introduced to. So I think that kind of got ingrained in me a little bit as I guess if I had to have a favorite Bond, it's going to be Roger Moore because that was the first Bond I ever saw. Because I was young, and my dad was like, watch this. And I was like, oh, cool. He's got gadgets. Now watch this great James Bond, Sean Connery. And I was like, wait, what? Why didn't you give me the other guy first?
I saw it the same way. I saw the first one, Roger Moore. Then I saw Sean Connery.
And it was, he was campy and fun. That's the way it should be. The villains were just out of control. I loved it. I old Bond movies.
Honestly, I haven't seen any of the Daniel Craig ones. I haven't seen any of the new ones. But all I keep thinking is when I see the commercials on it, is I'm like, have you ever really tried to run in a suit?
Oh yeah, no, man.
You just can't do it. It's terrible. There's no way.
I mean, to be fair, I don't wear a lot of tailored for me tuxedos.
Yeah.
Ever in my life.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
So it may be different for that set of people. I don't know. My off the rack, basically hemmed suit might fit a little differently.
Well, anytime I've ever put on a suit, the first thing I do is run through the house because you got to see how it feels to run. You can't do it. It comes up too high. The shoes suck. You ain't gonna climb a fence in that
just to see.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not climbing anything and shoes that I'll basically fall over in. No. But if that's what James Bond wants to do, more power to him. Great.
But I guess he was trained to run in that.
Yeah, I guess maybe they have a class, suit running 101. But too brooding. You said the new ones are too brooding and too serious. And get out of my movie, man.
That's another thing about reason why I picked the ones. Maybe saw multiple times, which I'm probably looking back with rose-tinted glasses. But also after seeing it the first time, leaving, I remembered things that happened. There's a lot of them. I went and saw the Meg at the. I saw that. I had to. And I realized there's only a few things I remembered from it. It was just, I don't know what it is.
It was probably fast cuts and, a lot of action packed into a small space.
You do a lot. Yeah, exactly. You do a lot of action packed. And then you have these long winded storylines going on.
Yeah.
And it takes you out of what's going on. You're like, well, what the fuck's happening? Let's just move, get on the cart. Let's go.
Jaws built your anticipation up. The plot line, it was, you were waiting on the shark to come, and when it came, it wasn't, cutscene, splash. It was the shark was eating the boat. It was fucking scary. We were like, oh, shit, this giant fish coming out of the water, and he's eating a boat.
You were on that boat. You were like, oh my god, that stuck with me. I still think about that one.
I don't want to be crotchety old man and say, CGI is ruining my movies. But something to be said for quality prop departments.
Yeah.
I like real stuff. I think it looks better. I think it works better in movies like this type of movie we're talking about.
And also I think going back to Jaws real fast, all the imitators trying to say, oh, it's a slow build up into the reveal. You know what I mean? I guess it's not certain movies. It's certain conversations I have with people that say, oh, no, but it's and they keep comparing it to Jaws. They keep bringing it up saying, hey, it's like Jaws. I'm like, don't be like,
they just made a movie. Yeah.
And he was like, he had problems and he worked around it. And that
he made a great movie. I mean,
and he made a great movie.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, like, with so you have all the things that are fall apart. It's like, how do we get around this? And it's just the creativity of it.
And you don't have that anymore, because when the shark's not working, you can just be like, oh, we'll do it in post. We'll CGI something in there, and just we'll make a shark and it'll happen. And you're like, yeah, that sucks.
God,
but that's what makes these movies blockbusters, I guess.
And was Running Man, was that a big blockbuster? Because I like that one. I remember that, but I don't think it was.
I loved Running Man. I really did.
That one was a great one.
I don't think any of those movies that we are talking about were what we would call blockbusters.
Yeah.
I think they might have been popular, but I don't know if they were blockbusters.
Well, Terminator 2 was huge.
Well, yeah, Terminator 2, that was a big movie.
Yeah.
That was the summer movie. Terminator 2 was Independence Day. Terminator 2, those movies started coming out and they became the mega blockbusters. Mm-hmm. I think they did well. I think though ones like Running Man, Commando, even Predator, I think they did better. They went to video and like got on HBO, because I think I was too young to see Running Man in the theaters. No way my parents would let me see that. But I guarantee I saw that movie 1,000 times.
Yeah, the one scene that sticks out that just makes me, every time the movie comes out, I'm like, Jesus, is when the opera guy is about to
he's like
show how much of a man he is, but he has like the soiled underwear. Like, why?
It's so gross. It's so gross. Why hasn't someone at Dragon Con done like the quote unquote heroes from that movie, like all of them? So
that would be cool.
That needs to happen. Or at least get the Running Man suits. And that they got some big names for that. That movie had some decent talent. And it was a good story. It was you had to get through a bad neighborhood, I guess.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking city do you live in, man?
Another one that just came to mind was another good one was Starship Troopers.
I rewatched that probably 2 weeks ago, and it is still just as good.
Yes.
Because they made it and they said, we are not taking ourselves seriously. Mm-hmm. This is not a serious movie. We don't intend you to take this seriously at all. And you know what? Nobody did. And it was a great time. It was an amazing movie.
I love the advertisements they did, and they would cut through the news.
Do you want to know more?
Yeah, exactly.
I loved it.
Because that's another thing, like from RoboCop, and same guy, right? Yeah. That's what from RoboCop. That was one.
He's the villain in RoboCop.
Yeah. No, the director.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't. Yeah.
Voorhees?
The internet machine.
Not Jason Voorhees.
No. That's a whole different show.
That's RoboCop. That one. I don't know. That's a push that one up for me, because
I might have to rewatch that.
The weirdest scene to me in RoboCop was when that 70 Show's dad,
the villain,
the villain, when they're sitting down having a conversation with I guess it was the coke dealer or whatever drug they were manufacturing, and he had a glass of wine, and he reaches over and he puts two fingers in the guy's wine, and then he shoves up his nose.
So weird. I guess that's what you do in the future. You sniff wine like that. It's future wine. I'll buy that for $1.
Yes. And when the guy gets covered in all the nuclear waste, and he's like, "Help me,
so good.
Help me!" Like,
dude, get the fuck off me, man.
You're fucked.
You're already melting. When he gets shot up in the beginning, when RoboCop gets shot up in the beginning, that was just brutal. When they shoot his hand off, I was like, yeah, that was the 80s, man. That was some hardcore shit for like to be in a regular movie like HBO Saturday night. Oh, cool, RoboCop's on. Holy shit. Shot that guy 9 times and then shot his hand off.
Bitches leave.
Yeah.
That's
some good one-liners. What happened to quality filmmaking?
Yeah,
Bitches leave. Bitches leave. That should be a t-shirt. That sure wouldn't go over very well. That would be, again, problematic. What about Total Recall, I guess?
Original
one. Like, because they remade
the second one's terrible.
They remade RoboCop.
No, Total Recall. That's another one I absolutely loved.
That's great, because we were going to Mars. And they had big drills. I watched that one the other.
Yeah,
I will put these action movies on like at the drop of a hat. It's my wife could go to check the mail. I'm like, oh, she's gone. I'm putting on some 80s action movie. Yes. Total Recall.
And that was a good one. Like, it's was a Philip K. Dick short story. The original title was like, "We'll sell it to you for wholesale."
Yep.
Another ones that I don't even know if we did bring it up was the Rambo franchise.
Oh shit! Yeah, we didn't even
Yeah.
bring up Rambo at all. I love Rambo.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
Why are you pushing me? I didn't do anything.
It is awesome, but it doesn't. It's not as fast. It's not as fast paced.
It's not. And
it's a cool story. I think it's a great story, but it's not as fast paced. And the second one is just you got to see the first one to understand why he's being picked up from
prison. He goes back to Vietnam, and then the third one, our boy John J. Rambo teams up with the Taliban.
Hey, wait a minute.
What about Top Gun? I don't know if that's what. I don't know if that's like an action movie.
I get in trouble for this one, but I think I liked Iron Eagle better than Top Gun.
You shut your mouth.
I
love Top Gun, but I don't know if it's an action movie.
For me,
Iron Eagle is an action movie.
For me, Top Gun had 3 cool scenes. The beginning, the intro with the when the planes were taking off. When he inverts
Kenny Loggins movie.
When he inverts in the sky, and then the final battle at the end, and everything in between that, I didn't give a shit about. I didn't.
Volleyball scene.
Iceman chatting his teeth really close.
Freaking! I'm sure the whole theater got awkward in the 1980s when that scene came on. There, a bunch of dudes watching jets, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck you, Russians!" And then shirtless volleyball dudes, and they're like, "Oh, this is awkward."
Yeah, just that. I don't. Yeah, I'm in a weird camp on that one because I just.
Yeah.
Oh, we got our clown is down. We never even said it.
Yes. Well, I think it's pretty clear what your clown is down for.
My clown is down is for The Predator being I think the perfect action movie. Just for me, 100%.
Yeah, ticks all the boxes. It's a fun movie, start to finish. No low points in it at all. It's just a fun watch all the way through. And I think my clown's going to be down for I want to say Terminator 2, but I got to go with Red Dawn. Red Dawn as as my quintessential action movie because there are no low points. It's all it's all fun and action and killing Russians, and I like that. So I go with that. It gives me everything I want. It gives me Cold War fighting and lots of good fun stuff. And Wolverines.
Damn right. Okay. All right.
But I'll be out in the woods tomorrow, so I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. Just I'll be by myself and out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So
you got your machete?
I'm not worried. Yeah, I'll have my machete in. You think we're wrong, or you think our clown should not have been down? Let us know why. Let us know why we're wrong, or you think we're wrong. Because remember, these are our opinions.
That's right. Bitches leave.